A few weeks ago, found me down in Jackson County with Ben Hawes and some of his buddies on a really cool piece of property. This is a little over 100 acres here that has never really been turkey hunted, but does hold a lot of turkeys. I got there the night before on a midweek hunt so that we could kind of get a lay of the land and drive around the property a little bit, do a little scouting to get ready for the hunt, which we were all excited for the next day.
So we've got just under 100 acres. It's my great-grandparents' property. They purchased in the 50s. My wife and I just purchased it in 2020 and added on to the existing house that was here, my wife and I and our 2 kids.
Nice.
So happy to be in the house, happy to have it done finally. So,
and you got some turkeys here.
Got a lot of turkeys here. Haven't ever hunted them out here before, but we see them a ton. Saw them a lot during deer season. We've been seeing them all over the place in the summer last year and in the spring this year so far. So hopefully we can get into them.
Okay. And Ben roped into this whole deal?
Ben roped me into it. I don't know what we got tied up here, but we'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. I just saw a nice whitetail running through there too. So.
Yeah,
well, if we can't get any birds, we'll do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, no doubt.
I met Ben through our friends at Greenstone Farm Credit, where he works. Greenstone is a big sponsor of ours, and they also were the ones that financed not only this property being purchased, but the house being built here as well.
Yeah, so this piece of property was in Mac's family. It's been in his family for over 100 years. It was actually on his mother's side. It was her parents, great-grandparents' farm, I believe. And the way we kind of got all interlinked was to do the hunt was because Mac is a current customer of Greenstone, like I had mentioned just a little bit ago. Ryan is also a customer of Greenstone as well. They both have vacant land loans, as well as Mac has a home mortgage here. He did the general contracted construction loan with Greenstone. So.
And you guys all grew up together?
We all grew up together, all went to the same high school. We're good friends. Like I had said, Ryan's my cousin, and Mac's a great friend of mine too. And we're actually related down the road, way down the bloodline, but.
Well, our morning was off to a good start. We had a lone tom that was kind of working our way. The problem was we could hear some hens out in the distance as well, and sure enough, as soon as they hit the field, he was much more interested in them than anything we had to say. It was a great morning, and the bird hung around for quite a while, but was not going to get any closer than about 100 to 150 yards. Well, what just happened there, young fella?
Well, we had a nice tom. We had heard a couple 100 yards away gobbling, and we ended up getting him to close the gap at about 150, 100, not close enough. Yeah. Then a couple hens had snuck out and drew his attention away from us. We did have 3 jakes come right in about at 10 yards, and that was pretty awesome. But
you guys were thinking about taking those, right?
We were thinking about taking them. I told Mac it was a perfect doubling up opportunity, but he says we got all day to hunt, so I agreed with him. So. I think we're going to try to get on some others.
Close, man.
What was our caller thinking back there?
Let them have it.
They were close.
Have it.
They were close.
Close indeed. We did keep moving around most of the day, and we're into birds on several different properties with nothing to show for it. On this piece of property, about midday, we did have some birds answering us. Now we just had to wait and see if we could coax them our way. While we waited, I had Ben talk a little bit about what goes into financing a good piece of hunting property.
Yeah, so the first thing you want to think about is, do you have the necessary funds to buy the property? And you can figure that out by starting with Greenstone, contacting the local branch office. I work out of the Concord branch in Jackson and Calhoun County. Pre-qualification is the first step. We could do it over the phone. I can mail you an application, or we also have an online loan application at greenstonefcs.com. And what the pre-qualification does is essentially you have an understanding of what your budget will be. For vacant land, we can finance up to 80%, so you'd have to have 20% down plus your closing costs. But we do anything from vacant land, hunting land, recreational land. There's no limitations on acreage. We're very flexible, and Greenstone, that's really our niche. It's what we're good at. It's what we know.
I have to say I have been very impressed with all of the Greenstone Farm Credit people that we have worked with for years on the television show. If you are looking for a piece of hunting property, I would recommend using Greenstone to finance it. Now back to the hunt. We had some birds getting close. We just had to see if they would get close enough for a good clean shot for our 2 hunters.
think I hit the one on the right.
Well, I hate to say it, but no turkeys were harmed in the taping of this segment. Ryan did a great job of bringing these birds in. They weren't going to get any closer. The shot was through some brush, and it was at least 50 yards. Not a gimme shot for sure. We continued to hunt the rest of the day with no success. I was not able to get back down to Jackson County, but I'm hoping to get out with these guys again as they were a ton of fun. Thanks to all of our friends at Greenstone Farm Credit for all that they've done over the years to keep Michigan Out of Doors on the air and coming to you every single week.